Hi everyone, I'm Annabelle. Welcome to the power of networking. Networking can be a daunting thing for so many people. I speak from experience when I tell you that networking truly gets better with time. It is a very beneficial tool which can open up many doors and enhance your chances of employment. In this session, we will cover what is networking, why is networking important, how to network, the difference between online and offline networking, and how to successfully follow up. Before we can delve into how we master networking, we have to ask, what does it mean to actually network? To sum up, I love this quote from American businesswoman, author, and serial entrepreneur, Christine Comerford. She says, networking is marketing. Marketing yourself, marketing your uniqueness, marketing what you stand for. Research from Imperial University shows that approximately up to 75% of all jobs are secured via networking and referrals. Many people will find jobs now through their connections. Networking is vital for those who want to build their career. Consider just how important face to face communication is for long term businesses. And how many people will socialize more in person, more online than they do in person? Both of these forms of networking are so important. That is why it is important to master the growth of your network both online and offline. This video will delve into all of the intricacies of networking and how you can use it to maximize your potential as a professional. Networking works. Let me give you an example of how networking has been impactful for me personally. Through a mixture of offline and online networking, I was able to lead a really exciting event to celebrate Black history. Through an insightful conversation with somebody who works at a cultural archive in London, I was able to showcase myself, my passion for Black history, and my work surrounding this to them. Following the conversation, I found out more about the organization, connected with that member on LinkedIn and relevant social media, and ensured that we exchanged contact details. I then followed up in a personal and polite manner. Later on, I received an email asking if I would like to take part in an exciting opportunity, a panel with two professors to discuss the Haitian Revolution. If that doesn't show you that networking works, I don't know what will. One tip of advice that I would give you is to not overthink it. Networking can be intimidating. It doesn't matter whether you're an introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert, which is a blend of the two. Networking is putting yourself out there. It's getting vulnerable in a space that isn't always comfortable. It's hoping for the best, and if you're hard on yourself, like I generally can be, expecting the worst. But it's important to be uncomfortable. These are the experiences of which you learn from. And over time, those situations aren't as intimidating. While I'm telling you that networking generally does get better over time, it is still awkward for most. So laugh it off, honestly. Accept that you're in an awkward situation. Though this awkward situation may yield some impressive benefits in the future, but it does really get better with time. Now that you understand how important networking is for career development, How do you set yourself up for networking success? Being prepared and putting your best foot forward allows for a great first impression. And we all know already how important first impressions are. They go a long way. Although there are some differences between offline and online networking, there is a range of applicable things which you can do to set yourself up for success. There are so many different ways to network, and you can use a varied approach to find what works for you. Start with your personal network. Who have you got in your close circle? Connect with your family, your friends, your peers, your mentors. Lean into their networks. Networking with someone you already know takes away so much of the pressure and can gently ease you into the art of networking. This could be people on your course, people you already work with in part time roles, or volunteering. Once you've graduated, your university alumni department can also be a great place to make connections. Often, this department will hold events which allow you to network with other graduates. There are so many other ways to network. For example, careers and university events serve as a great way to get introduced to a variety of professionals. These events are mainly set up to facilitate conversation, mentoring, and an introduction for students into the professional world. Many employers are there invited onto campus to specifically network with students and share details of positions in their respective organizations. Attendance to events run by professional organizations are also a great way to start building a network which has relevance to your career aims. Going to a professional conference or an event held by a company or organization is a great way to meet people with similar aspirations to you or who do the job that you'd want to do in the future. So, for example, people interested in marketing or graphic design, that kind of thing, you should look at the CIM. Whereas for those interested in finance careers may look at the ICAEW, which is the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales. There are also insight days and internships. Although they may be the most traditional way to network, they are still a great way to get stuck into an organization and a company and learn their values and build meaningful connections. The first thing, even before you prepare to network, is to take care of your digital footprint, your online presence, and your personal brand. Clean up any profiles where you have been sloppy and try to make meaningful and quality interactions. Make sure that there is a separation between your private social media and your public social media. If there is anything you're not comfortable with future employers seeing, privatize it. Doing this will effectively set you up for success. Online networking. Now, let's talk about the best ways to prepare if you were to network online. Whether it's a meeting with another professional or an online event, these are tips can apply in every circumstance. It is best to start sooner rather than later. Therefore, check your quality connection, check your audio and your video quality. Do this in order to avoid any embarrassment for the duration of the event. If you're using a platform that you haven't used before, make sure to download it prior to the event. Also, ensure that your device is charged and ready to facilitate some important networking. These things can sound really obvious, but you'd be surprised about how many people forget to start earlier rather than later. Don't be unprepared. It is easy to be prepared in this situation. Also, before attending a networking event, review and update your business networks. including your LinkedIn, your professional website if you have one, or other affiliations which feature profiles about you. Include your latest accomplishments, your relevant volunteer work, and other important updates. After you've met an interested party at the event, they'll likely look you up online. Having these accounts updated will promote the positive image that you wish to portray. Another rule of thumb for successful preparation for online networking is to be ahead of the game. While meeting participants may look up memorable faces and names after the call or webinar, you should see if there is an invitation list accessible to you or publicized on the virtual event speaker list. Take 10 to 15 minutes to skim over participants' LinkedIn profiles or online biographies. Then, apply this information that you have collected to create questions and inquiries tailored to the people that you're meeting with. And this will make you more memorable through personalized conversation and interest in specific fields. Please note that this also applies for networking in person. Online social networks also work as an invaluable form of online networking. It facilitates the development of your network through long-term connections and can help build your brand. Let's start with LinkedIn. It is a great way to start a network, grow, and build it in an authentic way. Let's take an example. In this photo on the screen, that is Jeff. In this scenario, you found Jeff's profile on LinkedIn. He is a senior mechanical engineer for a UK leading company that manufactures automated grocery picking robots. Let's say that you are really interested in working with this technology and you would love to find out more. Connecting with him on LinkedIn and starting to build a relationship with the company is a great way to start. The key to connecting someone, particularly with somebody that you don't know personally, is to take the time to write a personalized invitation. Let's imagine you have received a lot of connection requests from people that you didn't know. You would probably be wondering why they would want to connect with you. Not every employer will accept your requests, but there will be many that will, and you can make some really meaningful connections. Offline networking. Offline networking differs to online networking because it's more about how you come across online, but also how you present yourself in person. Firstly, when deciding what to wear to a networking event, it's important that you dress in a way that presents you and gives you off in the right perception. How do you want others to see and approach you? Your outfit needs to be a reflection of your profession, values, and your personal brand. It will make networking much easier because you will attract and connect with the right people. So, here are 3 tips that will help you decide what to wear to a networking event. Pay attention to the vibe. First, you need to take note of the vibe of the event. Networking events can range in formality, so dress accordingly. If you're attending a networking event for creatives or freelancers, you will probably be able to opt for a more casual attire. But when you go to a networking event attended by professionals from the bank, the law, and or other accounting industries and finance industries, you should dress more businesslike or semi-business formal. This is because it will reflect the nature of the workplace. That is the attire that people wear to work. Therefore, as you want to work for them, you should aim to reflect that. When in doubt, add a blazer. When you are not sure about the vibe of the event, create an outfit with a blazer. Nothing brings together a professional outfit quite like a blazer. You can dress it up or dress it down to meet your needs. This is crucial when it comes to what to wear to a networking event. This is because a good blazer can be worn both to a casual event with jeans, if you were going to a more freelance or creative networking event, and can be dressed up in combination with matching suit pants and tailored trousers or a corporate dress or skirt for a more business and a semi business attire type event. For the most versatility, opt for a neutral colour like black or navy, charcoal or beige. These kinds of colours will give you the widest range and the ability to wear the blazer with a whole range of different outfits. If you don't have a suit or a blazer, see if you can borrow one from family or friends. Alternatively, look in charity shops. If you don't want to buy anything, you can also rent out suits or dresses if you need something smart for a specific occasion. This also applies for interviews. Please don't be afraid to tap into your own resources to come across as smart as possible. RSVP and confirm your attendance. If you've been given an event slot, confirm the receipt of the message and let them know you plan to attend. This is very basic courtesy, yet so many people don't do it. We've also touched on this earlier, but to get ahead of the game, know who it is you want to speak to and do your research beforehand. Researching makes the world happy. You want to show people that you've researched beforehand and you've prepared to speak to them. This can facilitate more genuine communication. Experts agree that the most connected professional people are often the most successful. When you invest in your relationships, professional and personal, it can pay you back in dividends throughout the course of your career. Thoughtful networking builds quality and meaningful relationships with other professionals. This is essential because it will help you develop and improve your skill set, stay on top of the latest trends in your industry, keep a pulse on the job market, meet prospective mentors and employers, partners and clients, and gain access to the necessary resources that will help foster your career development. There are three categories which we are going to look at for composing quality questions to ask employers. Firstly, building a relationship with the person. Remember that they are a real human being. They have their own thoughts, feelings, hobbies, interests, and they have their own personal stories to tell. Tap into that, connect with them. Understanding the field. This is about digging deeper and understanding more about the profession and the roots into it. Understanding more about the company and delving into their company culture, values, and customer services are also a really important way to make connections. This is thoughtful networking. Here are some examples which you could use to start building a meaningful relationship with another person. As I said before, as humans, we thrive off of different types of interaction and seeing people take an interest to us. Asking questions and reciprocal dialogue can be also another way to help facilitate research and understanding of another person, company, or sector. So ask away. You could ask questions such as, what do you do? How long have you been doing it? What led you into this role? What kind of projects are you working on right now? And what is your favorite part of the job? This list is a starting point. Please feel free to create your own questions or sector specific questions to really get to know people. Here are some useful questions for getting to know the field. What kind of education or experience do I need to get into this field? What do you think the most important skills are for success in this field? What changes have you seen in the field within the last few years? And where do you see this field going in the future? Here are some questions to get to know the organization. How long have you been with your company? What is your culture like? What makes your organization stand out? Where is your organization headed in a few years? What are the biggest challenges facing your organization? An elevator pitch is another powerful yet impactful way of introducing yourself to another person. It is a short and memorable description of who you are and what you do. It is commonly used at job fairs, networking events, and interviews. When you go to networking events, and certainly when I go to networking events, there are hundreds, and if not thousands, of students. All of these students will also be meeting the same people that you will be meeting. Therefore, you only have a few moments to really stand out. At first, it may seem uncomfortable. We aren't often used to talking about ourselves and selling ourselves in such a way. But it does get better with practice, as does networking. And don't fear, we are going to practice it right now. So, how do you prepare an elevator pitch? Let's start with these three things. First of all, you'd want to introduce yourself. Then, you'd like to explain what you do, and for students in particular, explain what you're passionate about. Then, you have to explain what you want. So, let's get started. First of all, introduce yourself. My name is Annabelle Wagiran. What do you do? I'm a final year law and politics student at university. What are you passionate about? I am passionate about equality, diversity, inclusion, and anti racism, and ways to facilitate important cultural change within organizations and institutions. What do I want? I would like to connect with other professionals who are interested in creating an inclusive and diverse culture for all people of all kinds to thrive. It's really as simple as that. Preserving the relationship after networking is how you build genuine connections. Preparing to follow up and connecting with people after you've finished talking to them is something that should be at the forefront of your mind. Make your last words count. Aim to make people feel good about speaking with you, and hopefully, they'll remember you in the future. Here are some ideas to show you how to follow up effectively. You can send an email and or you could connect with them on LinkedIn. You should do this soon, but not too soon, within 48 hours. In the message, bring it back to something you discussed or something you found helpful from the conversation. Think about reciprocity. What can you gift them as well? For example, you could write, "Here is an article I mentioned," or "I know you are working on this at the moment. Here is a newspaper article I found on a similar project." Don't go in with any kind of hard sell either. Add value and start building relationships with a needs based approach. For example, you could write something like this: Hi Adam, it was great to meet you yesterday at insert the event. I really enjoyed learning about capital and wanted to ask if it was possible to schedule an informal chat about your engineering roles in more detail at a convenient time. I'm particularly fascinated to learn more about the mechanical systems capital manufactures. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Kind regards, Annabelle. It is just as easy as that. So now I'll leave you with some top tips. The first top tip is to prepare. Prepare your outfit, prepare your elevator pitch, prepare your networking strategy. The list is infinite. One thing about preparation is that it will always be beneficial. There is no such thing as being over prepared. Instead, taking pride in your preparation equips you with a skill set and strategy which can be used in the future for so many similar events and opportunities. It is literally a win win. Another important tip for strategic networking offline is to approach groups of three. Now, there is a logic to this. One of the best pieces of networking advice I've ever received was to approach groups of three. Usually, one of them is slightly on the edge of the conversation and will naturally turn to include you. Mastering the art of following up is crucial to the building of a professional network. The reality is that people are so often busy in their day-to-day life, and it's easy to forget things and not follow through with something you've been promised before. So, following up and connecting with people after a networking event will ensure that you maintain a lasting impression and begin to build a meaningful relationship. So, follow up and don't be scared to do it. So, I'll leave you with this quote by American sociologist Ronald Burt. Instead of better glasses, your network gives you better eyes. My advice to you is to get stuck in and to not overthink it. There you have it, the power of networking. Thank you so much for watching.